Hi, welcome to our first lesson in statistics, which is Statistics, the Science and Art of Data. In this unit, we'll explore what statistic is, why it matters, and how we use it in real life. Let's begin. Why should we care about statistics? Because it's the foundation for how we understand the world, from scientific research to business decisions to predicting the weather. Statistics helps us make sense of the data. So, statistics is a science and art of collecting and analyzing and drawing conclusions from data. Statistics allows us to explore the world around us, test ideas, discover patterns, and share insights. But it's not magic. We need to use statistics carefully. Misusing data can lead to wrong conclusions, and results always involve uncertainty. Solving problems with statistics involves a process, asking a question, collecting appropriate data, analyzing it, and interpreting what it tells us. Let's break down the components of that process next. We often want to understand a large group or population, but we can't always study every individual. So we collect a data from a sample, a smaller group meant to represent the population. The key is choosing the sample wisely. Suppose we want to know the most common hair color in our country. Surveying everyone is impossible, so we ask 2,500 random people. Here, the population is everyone in the country, and the sample is those 2,500 people. The data we collect is their hair color. So in statistics, we distinguish between individuals, the people or objects being studied, and variables, the characteristic we measure. For example, if we survey students, the individual is each student, and a variable could be the favorite color. Let's look at this data. What would be the variable? So if you notice here, it's going to be height. What would be the individual? The type of roller coaster. So for example, the Helix. Variables can be categorical or quantitative. Categorical variables describe qualities or labels like eye color or brand preference. Quantitative variables are numerical, like height or test scores. So let's practice classifying these variables as categorical or quantitative. For instance, the number of pets you own, that would be quantitative. Your favorite food, that would be categorical, right? So in this data, the categorical variables would be the type and the design. The quantitative variables would be the height, speed, and duration, all numerical values. Pause the video and see if you can classify this one on your own. So here, height of a bridge, that would be quantitative. GPA would be classified as quantitative because it's a number. Letter grade is categorical because it's not a number, it's a letter. Hours worked each week, that would be quantitative. The type of pets you owned, like a cat, a dog, that would be categorical. And flower varieties planted in a garden, so that would be categorical. Hopefully you were able to get them all right. Now, beware, not all numerical variables can be classified as quantitative variables. For example, the zip codes. Yes, it's numerical, but that does not represent a numerical value. These data values of the variable zip codes are certainly numerical. However, they are labeling location and do not have units of measure. So zip codes would be classified as categorical variables. Now, suppose you're studying crime rate and rank across U.S. states. The population would be the 50 states. The sample might be 4 or 5 states that are selected. The crime rate is a quantitative variable, while rank is categorical. The actual numbers we collect, that's going to be our data. So let's review. Again, our population, all 50 states, sample, the selected states, which is Alabama, Alaska, California, and Idaho. The crime rate would be our quantitative. The rank would be categorical. The numbers in the table, the numbers that are in the table in here, okay, that would be our data. And make sure to always consider context, where the data came from and how it was collected. Now, distribution of a variable tells us what values the variable takes and how often it takes these values. Now, when we summarize variable distribution, we use 2 types of tables here. The first one's called frequency table. A frequency table shows the count of individuals having each data value, while relative frequency table shows the proportion or percent of the individuals having each data value. So, what if we asked a group of students their favorite color? We want to summarize the data. So step 1, okay, which is the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to tally how many students chose each color. Next, we use a frequency table to organize the tallies. It shows how many students choose each color, which is right here. So we use the tally, we count how many, this is our frequency. Notice that the total still adds up to 25 students. Then we calculate the relative frequency. What percentage of students chose each color? So right here, it would be 9 out of the total, which is 25. And notice that, again, it should add up to 100%, or in the proportion A1. Now, this helps us compare categories a little more easily. To wrap up, today we learned about populations and samples, types of variables, and how to classify and summarize data.